This episode of Keeping Tabs is brought to you by Doot Loot, your one-stop shop for Japanese and Russian foils. If you spend $100 or more, you'll earn free entry into our online cEDH league this month. So don't miss out and upgrade your deck's bling today. Critical EDH. They can copy my deck list, but they can never replicate my misplays.
No truer statement
funny.
has been said.
Yeah. Welcome to Keeping Tabs for October 1st, 2025.
Yeah, welcome.
Dude, I love creating this like spinning logo now. It's something I look forward to every
Yeah.
It's only the second time I've done it, but it's cool. Yeah,
Spinning around through
someone on Twitter posted this meme. I just thought it was so funny.
It's so good. Very relevant too. Very relevant.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We got some quick little shout outs. The cookout is happening this weekend at Charlie's Collectibles Show in Stone Mountain, Georgia. It is going to be a pretty large event with a big prize pool. $100 entry, and you're officially going.
I'm officially going. Yeah, there was a nice push and pull there for a second there. Because I looked at flights, and they were reasonable. And then I was like, oh, I just don't want to book them on the weekend. And then I looked on Monday, and they went up $310 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe I'm not going now.
Yeah.
And now I've finagled being
flight?
off of work a little bit earlier so I can rush to catch a flight at 1 p.m. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm stoked.
Awesome.
Stoked to get there.
Do you know what you're playing yet?
I'm not discounting playing Gwenum.
Okay.
But I think it's still. Maybe
we can pull some strings and get you the cards.
Yeah. I just have paper proxies right now, so it would be hard. But the deck feels so good, right? I mean, it's so sick.
You run like what, 20 swamps? You got those sorted out.
There's 11 swamps in there.
Okay. But 20 lands? What, 22
Yeah, it's
lands?
like 20 lands.
Okay.
I think I should go down too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's coming up. Fishbowl 6 is coming up October 25th. On October 25th in San Diego. 15K prize pool, 125 entry. I think it's over 200 players signed up now at this point.
Yeah, I think so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super stoked on this one too.
Yeah.
I'm for sure going to this one. There's no doubt.
I'm still not 100%. We're figuring it out, but
yeah,
that's all right. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I know Eric is absolutely going to this as well.
Awesome.
And then Jason is like
99% going to go.
Yeah. He just sent a lot of cards to go get signed, and he's a poor college student, so that's what he's currently saying.
Yeah. Then also, we talked about it last week, but Gold Sabertooth's Kickstarter number 2 has officially launched, and I did want to show off the finished Amulet Titan mat at the very top. That was so cool. And then below that is
Terra.
Yeah.
5-color Turbo Nas food chain deck.
He's getting crazy with these.
I really schemes. Like the Terra mat. Like, I really like the Terra mat. If I was playing that deck, I would grab it.
The things that I've noticed with his more recent stuff, he's really paying attention to like the color palette and also fonts and like typefaces and stuff. Like that Terra, the way it's written it's just so cool.
It's also like the mat like feels softer than his like traditional playmats. Yeah. Like the color scheme of it, like, and it being like cute, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that it's just like it's a very different vibe than what he's like traditionally known for, and I really like it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, we see it in digital, and then we're gonna see a random one in person. Like,
100%.
That's so cool. Well, anyway, we will link that Kickstarter in the description below, and it's already, kicking off pretty good. We talked about this last week as well. We had back-to-back locals this weekend.
Yep.
How did that go?
Well, day one felt great. Day one was really good.
The Enchanted Grounds Littleton event. We had 37 players.
I think so. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
Day one felt really, really good. I did kind of like a reverse comeback the last like 2 rounds. I think I ended up with 11 points going into top 16. And then just crushed my top 16 game. Yeah. And then in top 4, I full punted.
That was really nice.
Somehow Logan convinced someone to actually kill themselves because I was mastermind looping them.
Well, okay. Before we get to that, I did well. It was 4 rounds, cut to top 13. I won rounds 1 and 2. Tried to win round 3 and 4, didn't quite get there, but we drew. So I was 2-0-2 going to top cut, which was good enough for first seed. And
so you got a bye.
I got a bye into the top 4, which was really nice. And then you get first seat in top 4.
I really like top 13s.
It feels good.
They feel really good
because you work for being first, and then you're rewarded by I can go get some food. And
there's also incentive
relax.
for those later rounds for people in the top end to try to win the game instead of just play for a draw.
Right. And the other cool thing is that generally speaking, and sometimes this isn't the case, but generally speaking, if you win your early rounds, and it's say you go 2-0-2 and you win the first 2 rounds, versus someone who wins the last 2 rounds, if you get the same amount of points, your opponent win percentage is generally higher.
Right, your breakers are better.
So that you're still incentivized to win early, and instead of do the comeback thing.
Yeah.
Because the way that the seeding system works, you get paired up or down based on your current record. So if you lose or draw the first 2 games, you're going to get paired down, which technically means it's easier to win. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's kind of cool.
Oh, I do want to talk about my round 1 in this tournament. The round 1, I was in seat 3, and it's Rogsai, and then me playing TNT, and then a Plagon player.
I'm not ignoring you. I was looking at my rounds.
No, you're good. Go ahead. You're good. And at the beginning of this round, me and the Plagon player were like, hey, we got to play let's actually share our mulligans so that we can stop both of these Rogsais from doing their thing, right? And we show each other our first 7s, and I was like, yeah, we just got to send them back. There's not enough free interaction here. We can't. We will lose, right? And then I look at my second 7, and I'm like, hey man, I'm sorry, I can't show you my hand anymore. He's like, Necro? It was a turn 2 Necro. I was like, sorry guys, I'm part of I've joined their team now.
Yeah, I have some short notes on Twitter about my rounds, but round 1, there was a rule of law, and we were behind rule of law for 10 turns. Yeah, and I was like, okay, and overloaded a rift. Yep, and won. Round 2, I think, everyone mulled to 3 or 4. I kept a 7.
This was in the round that we were in
together.
I think so. Yeah, this is when I was playing 6 in Delny.
Oh, okay.
Or 6 in Timna, and
I just kept a Sentinel and just got there.
It was. I kept a really bad 3 or 4.
Oh, you were in 4 seat.
Yeah, and I was in 4 seat.
I was in first seat. I think I was just either first or fourth all of these games, but round 4, I tried to put a win on the stack, and we drew to prevent king making, which I think is a totally reasonable thing. Yep. People talk about draws all the time in this format, but a lot of the times these situations happen, and I would much prefer a draw versus just someone being well, no, this player wins. I don't think that's really appropriate. Yeah. And I would rather win, right? But
draw's acceptable.
Draw's acceptable because it gives me a point, and then I get top 4. So what happened in our final top 4 game, because we were both in that game.
So our top 4 game was
I was seat 1.
You were seat 1.
Yep.
I was seat, and then we had a Rogsai in seat 2. The same Rogsai in my game 1. Okay. And then I was seat 3. Yeah. And then the same Rogsai in seat 4.
So we had all locals that we're pretty familiar with in that pod. It was me, Hazen from Blight Club, you, and then Sam. And Sam's been on our channel before. If you look at our Fishbowl coverage from last Fishbowl, he's in those videos.
I think he's also in a random car video.
That's from Fishbowl.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, those 2 guys are playing Rogsai. You're playing what is basically Turbo
TNT for sure.
Turbo Sans Red.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm playing Blue Farm and just playing the most proactive version I can. But you basically were trying to present a win. Okay, first of all, I played Necro.
Yeah.
and then it immediately got stolen.
Yeah.
Steel enchantment by the next Rogsai. And then it immediately got stolen by the next Rogsai. And I was like, what is going on?
By the way, there were counterspells shown for this Necro.
Yeah.
And being like, okay, play responsible Necro, which is like draw up to 7 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then the same offer was to Hazen.
Yep.
And then Sam stole it, and then full sent, and I Orim chanted him. Which, by the way, I've done this 3 times this weekend. Yeah. Yeah, it feels so good to do that to someone.
The other card that is feeling really good right now is Mnemonic Betrayal.
Oh, yeah.
I've won countless games with that card, and they're almost like the Mnemonic Betrayal lines and navigating those pieces and trying to figure out what to get and piece it together. I love that feeling, first of all, but also just being able to do it with like very few cards in graveyard.
Yeah.
And like having like 2 or 3 cards in each person's yard, and you're like meme bet, and they're like, oh, this doesn't seem that bad.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I win.
This is a 3-mana draw 12. Like I should win with CEDH cards, right? Like I actually I think it was my round 3 or 4, I won with a meme bet line. Yeah. We countered someone's meme bet, then it went immediately to my turn, and I was like, how about mine? Yeah. And sent it. And in the cards, like there was only 1 tutor. There's a lot of mana in there, but there was no I couldn't put a win together. So I casted a windfall out of someone's hand, and then someone discarded another tutor, but I couldn't. In my meme bet pile, there was the original meme bet that we countered.
Oh my god!
And so I meme betted again so I could use that tutor. Wow. It was so sick. I loved it. Oh, meme bet is such a good card.
It's a really good card, but in these like early meme bet turns, it's almost like a skill you have to develop and kind of hone, because it's not like it used to be where you play this long mid-range game and then you have a flood color and like, oh well, here's a meme bet and everyone has 30 cards in the yard and now there's no interaction. Yeah. Like that's not what's happening anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it
can do that, obviously. It can
still definitely do that, especially with like farm and TNT, where like you can play the cop if need be. Sure,
but that's what makes like those decks strong, and that's what also makes meme bet. Like it used to be this late game card inevitability of like additional win con and stuff like that. But now it's almost like it's just that extra little tool on like turn 3 or turn 4 where it's enough.
Yeah. Especially with how greedy people are playing, like right, like people are throwing LEDs for green goblins turn 1 and 2, and lotus petals are going out super quick, and like the mana's in the yards pretty quick early.
See, you mentioned that I convinced someone to quote kill themselves, but the consequences of the necro going around so many times is that there was quite a lot of combat damage being thrown as well. So the Rogsai players were down to like
1 life.
I
was also down to 1 life.
For some reason, you were almost dead. I think because Sam had the Orc army, right?
Yeah, I Orim chanted Sam in response to his Necro send, and he's like, "Well,
full swing.
Here's a 27 at you," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I didn't expect that, dude."
We were all pretty low except for me.
Yeah, and even you were at like 6.
At one point.
Yeah,
but like later. That was after I got my Necro back because of Calling Ritual.
Oh, such a good card.
I cast your Calling Ritual when I had a breach out.
Yeah. When you...
No, you cast Calling Ritual first. Yeah. And then I Mnemonic Betrayal, and then...
Yeah, you mean the Calling Ritual. It was a whole thing.
It was a whole mess, but...
But Austin, I had someone in the Mastermind loops.
Yeah.
And should have won the game, and Logan was like, hey, like now's the time to... Like, you got to kill yourself with your Ancient Tomb to the Rogsai player.
He was dead to anything.
To literally anything, right?
And I was like, we might actually draw the game. Yeah. Because you were so low at that point. I was like, we might actually draw the top 4 here and just like split everything, including, whatever. If you like don't live. Because you don't have the requisite mana to go through your Mastermind loop
without him. I needed him in
the game. You need the cards and the tithe and all that stuff. So he died. Sam died. It's just me and Austin. I have a flood color on the field. Austin cries Ranger Captain.
Full plant, dude.
I'm like, sick.
Full plant. Like all I had to do was just wait for the breach to be on the stack, and I win that game.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I full punt, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, it's whatever. Learning experience,
Sure.
right? Like, I just like was in that habit of
I just aura farmed you. I like.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna win. You're like, oh, you gotta crack it now. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was like, I don't know why I cracked that Ranger Captain.
Dude,
it was a long day of Magic.
It was a long day. That's the other thing. Like, you get into these tournaments and stuff, you have these like inbuilt metrics of when do I do things, and let's say you play Ranger Captain, and most of the time you're cracking on someone's upkeep to prevent them from casting spells. But also, like, my Flood Collar was sitting on the board for like 2-3 turn cycles.
Like 100% just forgot.
There. Yeah.
Because like you weren't utilizing it at all.
No.
And just like, I just completely forgot. Like, realistically, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And it feels bad, but I mean, I can't get too mad about getting third, I guess, at that tournament. Yeah.
But overall, tournament was great.
Yeah.
And then we kind of turned it around, did the same thing the next day at the level 7 tournament. That was a bit of a bigger tournament. It was a gold. It was 52 players. Top prize was an Underground Sea plus a bunch of cash and stuff for top 4. So that was pretty cool. How did that tournament go for you?
Not well. First of all, I think I was seat 3 twice and seat 4 twice this day, which feels really bad. Especially in the turbo meta where you're like, this is real, where turn order actually matters right now.
Yep.
I played very well. I put wins on the stack, and it was just like I got hosed a lot of the games. I think game 1, I Cavern of Souls to Voice of Victory, knowing there was a Talon Gates in play, or like in someone's hand, and then went for Thoracle Decon because I had a Veil of Summer in hand. They were like, okay, I'm going to Talon Gates to the Voice of Victory. And I said, okay, cool, here's a Veil. Thinking like, nothing can stop me here, right?
Yeah.
And then Endurance happens, and I'm like, oh, the one card that deals with this, right? Like,
that's...
And I'm like,
from the same player?
Yeah, from the same player.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I guess, like, sure.
Yeah.
And I just get hosed. We draw that game because in my hand was, I think, 6 counter spells at this point afterwards. But
after getting blown out, like, there's so many games where you don't draw. You just lose, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But the consolation prize of, like, okay, well, at least, I wasn't able to win. I got kind of blown on my win, but, like, we still drew. Like, it could be worse.
Yeah, and drawing from, like, that seat position, like, it felt fine. And then the next game, I think I'm playing against a friend of the channel, Jonah, and Josh, and a Kefka player. And the Kefka player had, like, the Harmonic Prodigy and Kefka going, God. And I was like, oh, this is terrifying. But I did just keep a turn 2 Necropotence, and I played the Necropotence, and I like played pretty like safe with it because I already had E-Zone in hand.
Oh, okay.
And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like draw 4. Like I had win in hand from it, and like I just need to Necro for safety essentially, right?
Yeah.
And so I sent it, and Jonah silences me on my send, and I was like, fuck. But I let the silence resolve start responding to the necro triggers, and I try to put a win together.
Oh.
I like
the necro discard trigger?
The necro discard trigger, or like the necro exile triggers. Yeah. I kept a 7 that would like get me there. But I needed a misplay out of someone that had a Rhystic Study. I needed a misplay out of Jonah specifically, which is like asking a lot. Jonah's a very good player.
Like a misplay in what way?
I needed him to draw. So my first thing I did with my E-Zone was use Beseech the Mirror to put a Tithe into play.
Sometimes beseeching your necro feels really good.
I think that's what I did, but like at this point I was... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I beseeched my necro.
Yeah,
just in general. Yeah, bargaining. Yeah. And then so I put a Tithe into play, and I had a few like 0 mana rocks, mainly to like turn on my Opal that I drew. So I played Opal, hoping he would draw a single card from the Rhystic Study, so I could make a Tithe mana, because I needed the Tithe mana to be able to detutor for my Kinnan. And he didn't draw a single card from my push, and I was 1 green mana short.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
So you needed the additional card draw to trigger Tithe.
I needed the Tithe to happen, yeah. And from what I understand, and I do know this, that Josh had an Assassin's Trophy, he had an Assassin's Trophy, and Jonah had a Pact. So like I didn't really have it, right? But like it felt good to like full send it on turn 3. And if I had kept my full Necro hand without getting silenced, I for sure do win that game.
Yeah.
I had like 5 pieces of interaction in there. But yeah, so like that game kind of got scuffed, and I got a draw out of that, not deserving it, really. Jonah just put a win on the stack and was like, I'm offering a draw here because we can't win through Kefka, which is true. Game 3, I don't even remember what happened, but I like full send again. Oh, this is the game where I was playing against Chris, and he reanimated Chris Spalding.
Yeah, he plays in our league a lot.
Yeah,
he's another good local.
Grixis Pirates player, and he's like pretty good at the deck. Like I don't
know anyone else that's really playing that aside from maybe Jordan, but like he's playing Malcolm Bruce now.
Yeah. Well, and Lily, I'm saying like locally. From locally for sure. And I feel bad every time I'm in a game with Chris, because I sit down there and I'm like, hey guys, do you guys know what Grixis Pirates do? Because that is going to put a Glinthorn Buccaneer into play on turn 3, and we're going to lose unless you guys keep interaction, right?
Yeah.
And he just like smiles at me, like not denying that that's the entirety of the plan of the deck. Mm-hmm. But like we like get into this. I think I get like blown out pretty early, but then detutor for a Rhystic Study and try to like rebuild, and we get into the crazy 4-draw engine meta, which I feel super comfortable with.
You say the word meta. I don't think it's the meta anymore.
Yeah, true. I'm sorry. Like that game, like
that type of game.
3 people had been stopped, and then we like we're like, okay, we had to fall back. Fell on the back foot.
They're here's Study, here's Tithe, here's
right. Yeah. And then in one of my turns,
I want to comment. That feels right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I think that's fine, and like I think every deck should be able to push for a win early, and if you can't, then you have your fallback plan.
Yep. Yeah.
And sometimes you have to do your fallback plan first. And now that doesn't seem to be winning as often as it used to, and that's fine. Like I'm totally fine with that. Mm-hmm. But my concern is that after all of the complaining that people have done about Rhystic Study,
it goes, and that makes me
goes, sad. But like it is not timely. It doesn't make sense right now.
If Rhystic goes, Tymna decks just become so much better because it's like the only backup plan.
Sure,
after
but
that.
What is the argument then? Like Tymna goes at the same time, like then everything's just messed up. Like everything feels really good right now.
It does. I think the game feels really good,
and it's rewarding players who know how to win the game.
Tapping out on turn 2 for a Rhystic Study is like scary. Yeah. like it's not safe.
Like a lot of my hands, I'm looking for like turn 1 Lotho or turn 1 Tataru Taru, and like trying to have mana open on turn 2.
Yeah.
To like maybe I'll develop a Sentinel or a Fish or something like that, and then have something open like a Fluster or Orim's Chant or whatever.
Something. Yeah.
Right? Because
it's really scary.
Then my turn 2 is protected. My turn 3 is like a little open where I can push for a win, do whatever I want.
Sure.
But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. And then I do want to shout out someone in this game. I don't know what their name was, but they were playing TNT, and they were on a very, very unique build. They had Bomberman combo in their deck.
Nice.
Which I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
Not right now. We have 3 draw engines, so like you can't do that. Like one of us will draw a Mind Break Trap before you have infinite mana, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But like it was a really interesting game, and then I passed my turn. I had an E-Zone in play. I'd passed my turn preparing for Chris because Chris had a insane hand and was like very scary, and had a Flood Caller out, and I was like really scared of them. And then they tapped out except for 1 mana out of my turn, and there was only like 5 minutes left on the clock. And I was like, I don't think I have a better chance than this because you don't have Born Upon a Wind mana right now. And so I'm pushing now in my end step.
Yeah.
And so I Shifting Woodlands my Voice of Victory, and he responded with a Reanimate, targeting my voice of
How
victory.
did he do that?
Because he had a flood collar.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's so bad. Like, that's so bad.
Yeah.
And I was able to we were able to stop that from happening. And they swatted my shifting woodlands target to just being on a land. And I was like, I don't have any other counter spells. But I still have a push. Like, I still have insane cards
Shifting
in my
Woodlands
hand.
targets?
It does target, yeah.
What a shame.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it probably should.
Yeah, it's probably fair, but
Yeah. And so, again, I got hosed by, the one card in our format that stops the Shifting Woodlands hitting Grand Abolisher, right? Mm-hmm. And then I, kept pushing, and I tried to put a Thoracle Decon on the stack from my E-Zone, and it ended up getting to the point where, I got stopped, but the time expired.
Yeah.
And so I pushed hard, really hard, because we just couldn't let Chris have another turn. It's not possible.
So overall, you didn't.
I kind of scrubbed out. Yeah, I kind of scrubbed out, and then I got somewhat lied to in round 4. So I just won't talk about it.
Well, even if you won round 4, I don't think you.
I would have made it. I would have been at 8 points. I think top 10. Or top 13.
You had 3 draws.
I had 3 draws, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So if I won round 4, which it's whatever, I, again, don't really want to talk about it, I would have not even been 4th seat in one of the games.
There's some talk about how lying is the next thing that players can use to gain that extra.
I hope not.
%. Well, I hope people don't do it. But
yeah.
I think we need to prepare ourselves for the conversation that is probably true.
Yeah, I mean, it feels bad, right? It feels bad, especially in locals. It feels really bad because you know.
You're oh yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Or,
yeah,
next
and
week or whatever. And no one, I don't do that. But also, people ask me questions that I don't want to answer, and I'm like, you're gonna press me for an answer? I'm not.
I'm just gonna answer.
Yeah. But
right?
that's fine. I either just laugh and be like, what do you want from me?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. There's a. I mean, realistically, it was just I was seat 4 and I kept a turn 2 Nas hand, but I just didn't see my mana be able to convert it. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, well, I can use this Carpet of Flowers to to drop a Fellwar Stone, and then I'll for sure be able to send it next turn.
I think the difference between me and you in that situation
is you send.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what is the sense in asking? What you're asking players, and you at this point we are realizing what the format is, and you're asking an Atali player if they're going to send or whatever, whatever the situation is.
Well,
it's what are they going to do if you're just going to rip a Nas? If you're worried about them countering it, then okay,
no, that's not my worry. My worry is I didn't think I could convert it.
Well, if you can't, then that's fine. But you just rip a Nas, and then you have interaction in your hand.
That is the problem with the decks that I was playing against, right?
What?
Is I was playing against Semi-Blue. I was playing against Timna Dargo, which doesn't care about interaction, and I was playing against Magda.
Well, you try to find silence. You try to find
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know.
And no, don't get me wrong. I think it was the wrong decision to not send it there.
But also, you're in round. You're also in round 4. Mm-hmm. You're it. Whether you realize it or not, you're on a win and you decided to play round 4. You could have dropped.
Yeah, for sure. No. I think it was a mistake to not send it there. But I was like, hey, if I can get another turn out of this game, then I think it's okay. Mm-hmm. And I talked to both my opponents and being like, hey, are you pushing? Can I develop my mana and just not worry about it? Or no. And I was told no by 2 players. And I looked at Magda and I was like, there's no way you're winning next turn. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to play greedy, right? And we've talked about this in the past when Jason had the same situation where he was like, can I just develop my mana, and passed and then lost that game, right?
But
it feels bad. It feels really bad.
There's also games where you send the Nas, you get silenced, and you get blown out and you lose the game.
Yeah, for sure.
The same thing can be true. And it's very easy for us to look at the facts of that game and look back at it and go, well, you should have done this. And you're like, okay, yeah, sure. But at the time, there's probably factors convincing you to do something else.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's your previous game experiences with these players or just the board state and you're assessing all these different things. And I do want to be clear to both you and our audience by saying, like, me saying that, like, I would do something different. That's just like me hearing what you're telling me and saying, like, I would do something different.
No, I think like I should have trusted myself, right? I should have trusted myself in the deck and being
but like, even if I were put in the same exact situation with the same deck, like, I don't know what decision I'd make.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, I'm being fed the information. I have like a different set of calculations. I run that through and go, well, what do I do here? So it's always hard, and like some of it involves risk, some of it involves like trusting your gut, and, you know, all that kind of stuff, which is why we play this game. Like, we can play with the same 100 cards over and over again. It doesn't matter, because we get thrown into these situations in which, like, they're hard to navigate. Yep. So
yeah, I was just I like read the risk of like holding it for another turn, mainly because of carpet. Like, I knew that the semi-blue deck was putting another island into play, and so I was like, I'm gonna have 2 extra mana my next turn. Like, I for sure win there, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and it's just like I just didn't get it right. Yeah. Like, yeah. So, and it's fine. But yeah, that's how my second tournament went. How did yours go?
My locals went a little differently. We talked about the Enchanted Grounds one. I won that one. In the level 7 one, I know it's backwards on the screen here, but the one closest to me, that's the Sunday event. The one farthest away is the Saturday event. The level 7 one, I went round 1 win, round 2 win, round 3 win. Ran into, well, actually, hold on. I had a couple things I want to say about each round. Round 1, just very easy, not easy, but like very straightforward win. Round 2, I kept a hand that was Fairy Mastermind, Lotus Petal, Cavern, Esper Sentinel, Tithe, Enlightened Tutor, Mox Opal. So I literally went, I was like, first 7, just kept it, drew Pact of Negation for turn, went Cavern, Sentinel, Petal, Opal, held up E-tutored for Rhystic, or no, I drew land for turn. Excuse me. So I had 2 lands. So played land next turn. Everyone's like, oh, he's just gonna play Rhystic. No, I played Tithe for my hand. Then developed Rhystic on 3.
Jesus.
And they're like, oh, he has just mana and like everything.
Mana and cards.
Yeah. I mean, we just got there, right? And then I had Mastermind if I needed to do some stuff with Tithe and whatever. But yeah, that was good. Round 3. That game is the game that I had to meme bet for a Shieldred to not die.
This is the game where you should not have won if someone remembered their triggers correctly.
Potentially, but I also wasn't. I don't play with that. So we were talking about a card, Blood Chief Ascension. I don't play with that card enough to like
remind the player, track it. Like, no. It's super rare. I just remember like watching this game like over your shoulder.
I did remind him of one trigger.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but like. I was also like, there was a lot going on at that time.
Yeah, for sure.
He had nothing else. He had just the Blood Chief. I was like, okay, it's your responsibility to remember this.
Yeah, I just remember like talking with Jason like away from you guys, being like, Logan should be dead by now.
The other thing I did was there was no BM on an opponent's field. I played with my hand face up. I said, look, I don't have anything to contribute to this. I'm willing to take a draw here and like play for a draw. Yeah. Up until I drew meme bet for turn. Oh, yeah. Right? So I was like... that changes the equation a little bit. Yeah, so like I had 5 fetch lands, Lotho, Vamp Tutor in my hand with Rite of Flame. The Rite of Flame was the only playable card because everything else kills me. Like Lotho kills me. Oh, yeah, all the fetch lands kill me. I'm at 1 life, right? I drew meme bet. I was like, okay. And then looked in the graveyard. I'm like, oh, there's a Shieldred over there. Oh yeah, Shieldred draws cards, or gains me life. Yeah. When I draw cards, and I have Study, Fish, Tithe, and I'm like, okay, well, if I can just overcome this at all, like I probably just win, and I was able to win that way. Yeah. Round 3 was a meme bet win. Round 4 ran into a wild Jason, and he was on his like little comeback tear because I think he didn't win round 1. But he's like, I I can't draw this game.
Yeah.
And I'm 3-0-0 in a 4-round tournament going, I'm first in Swiss. I'm totally happy to take the draw here. And I was very, very happy to take the draw up until I had turn 1 Necro. And
that changes the equation again.
Sure, but also I had a pre-game conversation of like, I'm okay to like play for a draw, but these players are not. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just like kind of chilling. And then I played Necro, and Jason's like trying to convince the other 2 players to like. Sorry, it was a turn 2 Necro. I had turn 1 Tataru into turn 2 Necro, which is like, that's pretty solid.
Seems good.
I was like, okay, well here's the deal. I'm gonna play this Necro, but like I kind of need to hold up my mana. Otherwise, I'm just gonna like counter your spells that are countering the Necro, and then I'm gonna pass with no mana open. We're gonna die to a roll.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and they're like, okay, and Jason's like, oh well, we just like lose. And then the board state got so gummed up before it even came back around to turn 3 on my turn.
Oh really?
That we're like, okay, we just draw. Like it was too much. But that's when you put blue farm, Ral, blue farm, VV in a pod.
And also like decks that know, like players that know to like not lose to Ral, right? Like,
well, sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, so that was, Swiss rounds were kind of interesting overall in that tournament for me. But again, it was top 13 cut. I got the bye into top 4. Top 4 was relatively uneventful. I had a good development. And then the player to my right, which Jordan, he was in 4th seat, went for a pretty tight breach line, which is totally, reasonable.
He was under a ranger captain,
He cracked his ranger captain. I was like, okay, I don't have anything for this. Don't have a silence.
We're
whatever. I think we lose, but like 2 of us had Rhystic Study.
Yeah.
So I'm like drawing. I'm like, man, actually I have mana. If I draw this like Autowara, then I can probably Autowara the breach. Yeah. Stop the line. At least
I will
temporarily.
say, I think that there was a point in time, because I watched this on stream, right when you were like, hey, I do have an out in my deck. He started producing enough mana with his LED to be okay.
At that point, I had already drawn 10 plus cards.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, there was a solid chance. Had the Autowara been in my deck, that I would have drawn.
Dude, all I'm hearing is that this guy certified cheater 99 card deck. Somewhere between Swiss rounds and top 4, I lost my Autowara. It's like actually gone.
It's gone. It's totally gone. I had bought another one at the store before I left, and so
that feels bad.
I don't know. I saw it earlier in the day. It just kind of wasn't there. It feels bad because like I felt like I was on such a great run all weekend, and I'm totally happy to lose to that line if I don't draw the Autowara. Yeah. But now that if it wasn't in my deck, because of a deck registration error on my part, whether like
but like losing it midway through the day,
but like losing it and then being like, oh well, I didn't even have the opportunity to stop the line. Like, there's no chance, right? Because it's just not there. That feels bad. But I did want to say congrats to Jordan. He won the game. Like that's all there is to it.
I mean, this is a huge event. Like Jordan has been grinding with these Malcolm decks, and it's like great for him to actually win. Also, I dig the stash. Jordan's washing. Yeah, it's a really good stash.
He's on the right in that picture.
Yeah. It's a really good stash.
Also, Tyler on Arkham Daxon, he made top 4 as well. So, that deck is.
Oh yeah. Also, brutal. We like always talk about Tyler cooking us on Arkham Daxon. That's him. Yeah. Like,
hey,
and I think realistically,
I didn't lose to Tyler that day. I won against Tyler. Yeah.
And realistically, Tyler had every opportunity to like be okay in this game. And Jordan just stopped it with a Path of Exile.
Arkham is a turn 2, turn 3 deck.
Yeah.
It's really gross because in my game with him, there were 2 non-blue decks in our table. So it was just me and him in blue. And I had like Silence, Orim's Chant, Red Blast, Pyro Blast.
Matters, dude.
No. All pointing his way. like you know what I mean? Like I was like
most of the things don't matter to him though.
No, well, they did.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I won the game because I was like I don't have anyone else to red blast. Like I'm like, oh, you're gonna go equip those boots to Arkham? Sorry, dude. Like no, he's a red blast. Like, and I was like, sorry, man. Like I know it feels bad, but
There's nothing else this goes at.
I'm not going to red blast my own spells.
I'm not going to lose to you. I'm not going to lose to this like God Pharaoh statue that's inevitably coming. Like, I'm not doing it. You know?
Yeah. But anyway, it was a fun weekend overall. I think it was a great experience. I think the deck, TNK, has just been feeling really, really good. And I know that I'm making some questionable deck decisions, which I wanted to talk about briefly. And not everyone agrees with these deck building decisions, but I think they feel correct for what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I do think that the Ranger Captain being out is the most questionable here.
I agree. I think that
like you saw the power of it in your finals right there, right? Like,
yeah, but I didn't have a chance to develop a Ranger Captain before you did.
Yeah, I know.
So like, why do I care?
But like, I mean, we saw like it is a powerful card.
Yeah,
like,
there's no
objectively good card.
I'm not denying the power of Ranger Captain. I think it's great. It also has incidental synergies with Mockingbird and Esper Sentinel. But man, I hate when it gets copied. I hate casting it and then passing the turn.
Yeah, that is true.
I hate all that stuff. Like, I'd rather just win. And it hasn't been feeling good. And the other thing is, I was looking back and trying to remember all the games in which I've played that I've won. None of them in recent memory have involved Ranger Captain.
Interesting.
So to me, yeah, it's probably ultimately correct to have it in the deck. But if I'm not playing it and I'm not seeing it and I'm not like feeling like I need it, then why can't I just put another card there?
Yeah, and it makes sense to like put something like Get Probe or like in the deck where you're
really
just, like,
the one for one with that was
Orim Chant. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, I guess your 1-for-1 for Orim Chant is My Break Trap.
Yes. So I know that it's not like lined up.
Yeah.
Right? But so on the sideboard here, you can see the cards that I've taken out. The notable ones are My Break Trap, Orcish Bowmasters, and Ranger Captain. The non-notable ones are 2 lands in Starting Town and Watery Grave. But My Break Trap never feels like it's protecting my own wins.
It just stops other people.
Yep. And then OBM, while it synergizes with Wheel and lets me stop somebody else's winning, like I want to win before I do that. Like I want to spend that 2 mana on something else. Yeah.
I will say I think OBM like in general has like felt a little weird lately.
It does nothing to semi-blue.
It does if you get it down early, it does a lot to semi-blue.
Potentially.
Because semi-blue is always trying to put like 3 dorks into play.
Okay, but if it gets rid of the dorks, but it doesn't get rid of any of the big problems.
Correct.
It doesn't do anything to the big problems.
It stops the big problems from happening, but
it slows them down.
Yeah.
But like Timna Dargo, it doesn't really
do anything.
To them. It hurts Sisay and like decks that play Lotho, but like okay, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I agree that OBM right now in the meta is not. It doesn't feel incredibly needed like it did 2 months ago when Rogdrasses were like crazy and running around and like abusing that like mid-range meta. So like I completely understand it. I understand that cut.
What do you think about me cutting Trap?
I think it's fine. I like understand the reasoning for it. I don't think I'd cut Trap just because it is a free piece of interaction. And like if you were battling against like the Rhystic Study player and like are having to hard push, it is still a free piece of interaction for you.
I am the Rhystic Study player.
Yeah, I know, but like they're like you're not the only one. Like Farm is still the most played deck,
I'm the best one, right?
Sure, but like having the tools to like fight the other farm player, right?
But why do I need to be the one that has the tools to do that?
If you're pushing, you need to have the tools to fight the farm player from trying to stop you.
The lion does not concern himself with other farm players, dude.
But going on to your additions, first of all, I think Beseech the Mirrors. I have only been impressed by Beseech the Mirror. I think the card is incredible.
It's come up once for me, and it was a value. Like I can Beseech into Necro or Beseech into Rhystic.
I think just the value of both of our decks to be able to convert a lot of black mana into anything else feels so good.
And also being able to convert like Valley Floodcaller into potentially like Thassa's.
Yeah.
That's good.
I put that in my deck in the spot of like finale, and I don't think I'm ever looking back. I think Beseech the Mirror is a very good card.
Interesting.
And then going to another card that I'm as high on as anything in this entire meta or format, I think Orim's Chant is the second best piece of interaction that's in our format right now.
Chant has felt really good because it's not threatening to others for the most part. And
people will defend it for you.
Well, even that, but like I'm free. I'm like happy to show it around to the table. Like I'm like, hey, I have a Chant. Like I can help with whatever. And like sometimes chant someone on their upkeep, and it's kind of like, yeah, it's 1 mana, but in farm 1 mana is nearly free. Yeah, with the Taru and Lotho, and like I'm looking for these 1 mana spells to double like not double trigger, but like double spell into Lotho and stuff like that. And Trap doesn't help me do that, but like Gitaxian Probe does. For sure. You know?
I'm a big fan of Chant right now because it nopes a lot of interaction that people are playing with like red blasts. It like stops Tim Nadargo.
Handles Atali better than Trap does.
It handles Atali. It handles Tim Nadargo. It handles Semi-Blue. It handles some of farm, right? Because like the red blast and the pyro. And like,
wait, what do you mean?
Like because they can't pyro your Chant, right? Like,
right, sure.
It is the best piece of interaction against a Cavern GA. Like, I think Chant is just the second. Like, it's Force of Will Chant for me. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
It's not better than Silence. It's just different.
Yeah, I agree. Like, Silence is threatening because people are like, wait, no, we can't let you have that either.
But,
right?
But it reads different. It reads worse than Silence. But in reality, that's not true.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's just different. And I think chanting the right person when you're trying to go for a win feels great too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because right now, you have to like just look at, okay, well, who's drawn a bunch of cards, who's very obviously sitting on interaction, chant that person, make them use it, or if they don't have it, you're like, okay, well, maybe somebody else has something, or maybe they don't, you know, it's...
Or like in your push turn of like chanting the Rhystic Study player after someone else has been stopped, and you're like, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck what you draw now. Yeah. Like, draw whatever you want. Like, you're fine, dude. Yeah. I don't know. I've been very, very, very impressed by this card. It also is like low key really good against Rogthras because sometimes their win is Finale of Devastation and you can kick a Chant and they can't win. And like, that's, I don't know. I'm just very, very, very high on the card right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Gitaxian Probe is something I added right at the beginning of Saturday, and I took out Watery Grave for Gitaxian Probe, and I was like, this actually I think feels pretty good because while it's not a land, it in a way kind of is.
It just lets you play a 99 card deck.
Yeah, but it also gives free information.
Yeah, for sure.
It's blue. You can pitch it to Chrome Mox. You can pitch it to Force of Will, Force of Negation. You can offer it. I mean,
that's true. The offering it is
very real.
The biggest upside of Snapback is that. And
then the other lands, I just was not feeling Starting Town. It had screwed me over twice, and I will happily take the pain of Tarnished Citadel. And there were 2 games on 2 separate days this weekend where I had Tarnished as my first and only land, and I was like, okay, this is just what I have to deal with, and it was fine.
Yeah, I do think the Tarnished Citadel is a land that is also underplayed. Like, you don't need to take the damage all the time, right? Like, but it's fine.
Hopefully, when you develop into mana like Lotho or Taru, like by then you
just use it as colorless. Yeah.
But overall, as the title says, I will keep cutting staples until morale improves. I don't know. I like playing the proactive farm. It feels really, really good. And I know I've said that a few times now, but I just like winning. And winning is what we're all here to do to some extent. And this is how I feel like I can do it the best. I'm just like completely vibing and gelling with the deck right now. Playing these like larger pieces like Knuckles or Delny, it just does not appeal to my sensibilities at the moment.
Yeah. I did see that Zach cut Delny from his deck now.
Yeah.
And like it's understandable with how the meta is speeding up. Like Delny just like is a force multiplier, and like sometimes you just like don't get to that force before you can multiply it, right?
If you think to yourself, you're like, I'm not going to see the ass end of turn 3.
Yeah.
Where does Delny fit into that equation?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, Delny really is just like you could play a clone in that spot and be fine, you know?
I'm playing Mockingbird with no ranger, and that feels fine.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm super high on Delny with my TNT deck, but I think that there's enough there that like can force multiply, and I can also drag the game.
You can drag out the game better than I can.
Yeah. Like I can be the cop if need be. And so I'm still testing Delny. I don't think it's like a guaranteed thing. Realistically, I think the deck, like I'm preparing my deck for Cabbage Man release, and I think the Cabbage Man Delny is like cracked, like actually cracked beyond belief.
So someone posted Cabbage Man on Twitter, and I said, ugh, another 3 mana do nothing, and then someone commented like 2 days later, they're like, wait, don't you play Bergie in your deck?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it's a 5 mana win the game, not a 3 mana do nothing. Like,
yeah, but you could say the same thing about Tithe. It is a 4 mana do nothing.
Sure, but like it's not cuttable.
I think that in green decks, in a lot of green decks, Cabbage Man will be uncuttable.
No. I'm saying Tithe is not cuttable.
I'm comparing the two.
Oh, sure.
I think that they are.
But I'm not playing green.
On equivalent. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like green has different tools than red, and unfortunately they don't have breach. And
true.
I mean, thankfully you don't have breach.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah. But anyway,
that's why I'm thinking about playing Predator's Grasp, dude. I'm like, just give me the breach. Give me yours.
If you want to check out my farm list, it will be linked in the description below. I don't think it's the end-all list, but it is full of good cards. And what's weird is you can cut staples from this deck, and really there's still no room for weird cards. So like more staples just go in. They're just different staples.
Yep. I mean, that's like Jason has an 80 card sideboard.
Yeah.
And like they're all still just good cards.
Go see Austin. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot more nuance to farm than people realize, and I think it's
that's true.
It's a hard and interesting deck, and it's a fun problem to tackle and solve. So
speaking of farm, also, have you seen the insane run that Ty's been on?
He's been on a very similar run to me.
Yeah.
He and I message each other every weekend. We're like, "How you doing at locals, bro?"
Dude.
We're like, "Great."
The guy, legitimately, I don't think he's dropped a game.
No, he hasn't.
That's insane.
I wouldn't have dropped a game this weekend except for the finals.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, look, I'm just saying, I feel like I'm starting to achieve my potential as a player. You know, because of the deck. I think we're not being held back anymore. Speaking of not holding back, our October League is launching today when you see this.
Yep.
Tomorrow for us because we're recording at night. We have a whole new cast of partners, some you might recognize, and some pretty big ones this month. And we've got an incorrect thing that says $600 cash. It's really like it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah. The October League is going to be really hype. Stoked to do any of the partner stuff. I mean, like,
you want to give us a rundown of all the partners? And
so I mean, we have 3 channels on here. We have cEDH TV of cEDH TV and Mons and all their fame. Casting Cost cEDH, they're a pretty new-ish channel, but me and Eric have a pretty good relationship with them.
I do too.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been chatting with Blake and Chase.
Oh yeah, congrats on the new kid.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, like. Crazy. I didn't realize that was even happening, really.
Yeah. And I coached Blake on Zur.
Yeah.
But they just hit 1K subscribers somewhat recently, so congrats to them. But we were happy to partner with them.
This is a huge thing for them. They're launching their Patreon this month to be like part of our league, right?
Yeah.
So like if you are joining their Patreon, like that gets you access to the league, just like normal partners do. But it's something I really wanted to do was help some channels like launch their Patreon with partnership with our league, just to like drive
At this
some
point, we
initial
have
income.
so much pull and advertising and things like that. This is something we offer to other creators. Like, we're not taking money from them to add entries to our league. Like,
No.
at all. We're just saying, hey, we'd love to partner with you. Get your community in here.
Yep.
Just have people sign up for your Patreon and like just tell us who they are, or have them tell us who they are, and we'll just add them to the league for the month.
Yep.
So we're doing that for casting costs EDH, and we actually reached out to strictly competitive EDH as well. So I know that those guys are pretty. They've got a tight little community. They're nearing 1,000 subscribers, so it's really cool to partner with them as well.
And then Hummingbird Altars. I love this guy's artwork. Realistically, he has one of the coolest Yoshi Thras decks I've ever seen in my life. I think the entire deck is actually altered.
There's a YouTube video that we will link again in the description.
Yeah, where he goes through all of it.
All of it. And
Yeah.
It's like, it is just heat.
And so
really
he's going to be doing Chromox for the winner.
I have that on the next page. We'll go over that.
So he's going to be doing a lot of cool art. But if you buy anything from him, he does $100 altars. If you buy anything from him, then you get free access to the league this month as well. And then our prizing, we're going to go through a lot of it. So
yeah, so this is it's $600 cash. It's kind of a little bit more than that, but we'll go over it. Basically, winner, we're offering $300 in cash. You get the Landgo Invitational Invite, which includes glass commemorative dice and the Black Lotus playmat. And then obviously the Invitational, like you get to go to that event.
Yeah, the
and
Landgo
potentially win a Black Lotus.
So crazy. So crazy.
A undetermined altar by Hummingbird. We're pretty sure it's a Chromox.
I think it's going to be a Chromox. I'm like pretty sure it's going to be a Chromox.
And then also a English foil borderless from Double Masters Mana Vault that is signed, shadow signed.
Yeah.
I showed it off in a gameplay video that is coming out soon.
Okay.
We'll try to link that or announce that soon.
Is that
as well.
with basics?
No, it's with oh gosh,
Cardboard Cookbook.
there's so many channels that we it is with Cardboard Cookbook.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the release schedule is like, so I don't know when that's coming.
Okay.
But you want to go over top four?
Top four is going to be $100 straight cash. Another altar by Hummingbird. We wanted to keep on like the bird theme, I guess, and are doing some Birds of Paradise that will do like the top four logo or top four just like written on there. And then Japanese foil Mana Confluence. Top 16.
And that's one per top four.
Yeah. So like that's each
split.
person is going there.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then top 16 is getting $20 back. And then free entry into the next month's league.
And then we have some stretch goals that we'll probably add more stuff to, but a lot of the stretch goals and other things, people like to pile on more prizing with us after the month starts.
Right.
Right now we have some stretch goals at 400, 500, and 600 players. We ended with 472 this month.
Something like that,
and nearly 2,500 games, which is crazy. But if we hit 400 players again this month in October, if we hit 400 players, I'm offering a Big Flips Kinnan playmat, the OG one by Gold Sabertooth from the original Kickstarter. That's really, really cool, and you can't buy that anymore.
Correct.
And it's never been used, so it's all clean. At 500 players, we're adding a Gemtech deck box, and that's one of their premium ones. It's probably going for like $120.
It's like $100 value, I think,
it's like
on
100
eBay.
$120.
Yeah. But that was donated to us by the Croche.
Yeah.
Brian.
Again, he's got all these really cool things to add to the prize pool. And then at 600 players, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, so we actually got a Fierce Guardianship, an altered Fierce Guardianship. I don't know actually by who.
Yeah, there's no signature on it.
But we have a local Nate that is wanting to get out of the format and was like selling a lot of stuff. I picked up some cool stuff from him. I know that you did as well.
Yep.
And he just kind of came up to us because we were sending people his way as well. And he's like, hey, I really like what you guys are doing here. I just want you guys to give this away to your community.
Yep.
And so shout out Nate. Like, I mean, it's really, really cool. I kind of want to keep it, but I
have an altered Polluted Delta that's from, I don't know if it's from the same artist, but it was also from him. I purchased from him. And like, it looks so cool. It looks really good.
So
I
sick.
saw the Fierce. He showed me a picture, but he's like, I don't have it with me. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
give it to Austin or something, like you know. But we'll get a picture out probably next week's keeping tabs. Or
Yeah,
if you look
sure.
on Twitter, we'll have a picture up of it. Austin didn't bring it with him today, but overall, this is gonna be our first month doing cash prizing. We're well over the 1K mark, so if you want to consider October a
1K league.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And hopefully we just have another big month. We're going to be welcoming a lot of new and different communities, especially CEDH TV and a lot of the European
The
players.
Europeans coming in, man.
I'm so
They're
excited.
coming to invade.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. Let's move on to some other interesting stuff.
Yeah, so just a little bit of context. We were talking about like how to deal with like being a mid-range deck, how to deal with 2 turbo players and like what to do in that spot.
For our listeners, what is this? We're talking about the comment of the week.
Yeah, so this is the comment of the week. So Samuel Steinbach, 3628 Steinbach.
Yeah. This is on our last video.
Yeah, they responded to the advice that Logan had given, which was
What did I say at the
find
time?
a Rhystic Study and play it on turn 2, and you'll draw the interaction
Or
to
you
deal
won't.
with the turbo. And yeah, or you won't, right? Like sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, right? And so someone said, or Samuel said, I disagree when playing a mid-range deck into multiple turbo decks that you should just tap out to play Rhystic Study on turn 2 and hope it's enough. I have recently been finding a lot of success mulliganing for interaction and holding it up on the first 2 turns against turbo decks. Being greedy and then saying, oh, there was nothing I could have done on repeat doesn't help you fix the problem. Sure, it works 25% of the time, but you are leaving a lot of percentage points on the table by doing so. If your deck is good in the mid-range or mid to late game, then spending resources to survive the early game is critical in my opinion. And then you said...
I said keeping interaction in your mulligans is fine, but only if you have a continued plan in your hand after. I said otherwise you never get to mid-range.
Correct. Yeah. Which is, I think this comment like shows the power of Tymna, right? Is it like you always have a bad mid-range plan if you have to use it, right? And I like there's been a lot of talk about the power of Tymna and how dominant that card has been in our format. And I think this is like really shows is that you have that as an option. As like a dominant, bad mid-range plan.
It's dominant, but if we're facing all these turbo decks, it's almost like that balancing factor.
Yeah, I mean, it gets worse and worse and worse, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I think there is a lot of merit to this comment of being like, okay, like you have to play, like you have to be responsible against some of these turbo players, right? Like you have to have some type of bargaining chip to make them second guess going for it. Whether that be the Rhystic Study or flashing interaction, like you have to be able to do that some way, right? Because if you don't, Rogsai and Rao will just win. like they're gonna be faster than you, right?
Yes. It's hard.
It is hard.
And it's also like we're talking on the internet, we're speaking in generalities, and we're not providing specifics, and who knows what your local meta is like, and whether you're playing online or you're playing in a 16-player tournament, or if you play in 50-player tournaments every weekend. Like it, you know, who knows, right? But I think in its most general sense, there is that element of playing responsibly. But I think a lot of that sometimes looks like keeping Esper Sentinel and a free counterspell.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like whether you're mulliganing down to 3 or 4 to get that, like maybe you have to.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like you can't be greedy, right? Like you can't.
Or I mean, I think the other option is just be as greedy as possible.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, right? Like you, like my answer to in my game 1 on Saturday, right, was like, hey man, I'm part of the problem now, right? Like,
well, and then let's not forget that Rogsai and Rao and all of these decks, they run free interaction too.
That's true. That is true.
Like Rao was holding a Fierce Guardianship in our game over everyone's head.
Yep.
Right? Because like, oh, well, I have Cheap Commander that I play on turn 1. I have Fierce Guardianship, D-SWAT on. Right? So let's not delude ourselves with saying that these turbo decks are like irresponsible. They don't run interaction. Most of them are in blue and red,
that's true.
and they run these very like cheap, effective counterspells or free. And I don't know. I mean, there's 4 decks at the table. You can only maximize what you're doing and what you think is correct, but you're not the only person at the table.
Yeah, I think a lot of this, like, also, like, it is smart when you see turbo players to have pregame conversations with the other people at the table and being like, I can't do this alone. You know, like, we are either going to lose because they are faster than you, or we can try to team up and maybe not lose, right? Like, we need to get the game into our game plan if you are looking at another mid-range player at your table.
I'm not disparaging any particular player or type of player in general, but what I will say is there's a difference between you have agency, you know, like what your plan is, and you see a turbo player and you're like, okay, well, they have 5 points and it's round 2. And then there's 2 players with 0 points and you're like, I've played with these players before. I know they're not very good. Now I need to like coach them a little bit. Or not very good. Maybe they're just new. They're not really sure. They don't have their bearings about them. Then you have to have these conversations of like, okay, well, maybe it is my job to play a little bit more responsibly.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
You're not worried about them jamming and all that kind of stuff. You're worried about one player. You're worried about a turbo player.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas if you go to an event like the Invitational, there was no pregame conversation being had about what everyone's doing.
Because everyone's just like,
dude, like everyone
You sat down
knows.
and we're like, okay, we know what we're doing.
Yeah. And then like, if someone tries to push, guess what? You have 3 people actively doing every single thing they can to stop you. So you have to assess these situations, and it is a little bit of an uncomfortable conversation because not like we just have to take it. Nice, dude.
Nice.
Did it survive?
Yeah, it did. Sweet. We're
good. This conversation is recognizing that there are players with different skill levels in our format.
Absolutely.
And people don't like talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's hard to acknowledge, right? Like, it is a thing that, like, we actively, if we are tournament grinders, like,
that's part of playing in Swiss, is you're going to encounter people that are both better than you and worse than you.
Yeah.
And whether what that looks like, maybe they're playing an off-meta deck. Maybe they're sequencing incorrectly, or they're so locked in on like, I need a turn 3 Rhystic Study, and that's their only goal is to get a Rhystic Study out.
Right.
And the life passes them by because someone wins on turn 2. Like they've goldfished their hand multiple times, or their deck multiple times, but they're playing the line wrong because they don't know how it works.
Right.
Or any number of things, right? But like you have to take all these things into account, especially when there's a killer at the table, like most turbo decks are. Like they're loaded guns.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think like just like acknowledging that there's a loaded gun at the table is like part of this thing, right? Yeah. Just being like, hey guys, like what I do to Chris. Like, again, sorry. Yeah, but like, hey, this is a known loaded gun. This is how he's going to win, and he's going to try to do it on turn 3.
It's a turn slower loaded gun than Rockside, but like, it's still loaded nonetheless. But like,
deal with that as you want, right? Like, like I think that's, I get it. Like, but as the meta is speeding up, like people need to acknowledge that there's tools to like combat that, right?
Things like Orim's Chant.
Things like Orim's Chant, right? Yeah. Like Orim's Chant just gets people, dude. Like, yeah, and I like you as a player, as a mid-range style player, need to understand like how to fight that shift in the meta, right? Whether that is playing a deck that can go faster or has the option of going faster,
like what you're doing with your
TNT. Yeah, exactly. Like,
or like I said last episode, maybe mid-range just doesn't look like it did 3 months ago.
Right. Yeah,
mid-range is now turn 2, turn 3, not turn 3 through 7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's going to require constant reevaluation of where things are at. And this is going to be watching content. It's going to be
playing in tournaments.
It's going to be playing pickup games and seeing like what feels right. It's going to be talking to other players and saying, what are you seeing in your locals?
Like, yeah, what are you
going
doing
on? Yeah.
It's going to be staring at an Ogre's Bowmasters in your hand being like,
does this do anything?
Huh. This was the best card in my deck 2 months ago, and now it does nothing sometimes, right? Like it's really hard, right? Like, but that's why we all love the format, is that we are constantly evaluating like what's good and what's bad. And the deck, like the format doesn't feel the same as it did 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, or what it will feel like in a month from now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that like we have been so complacent against these like turbo decks that like people need to relearn what that looks like, because at the time, like during the bans, people were like, oh, the turbo meta is dead, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh wait, no.
Turbo is dead, long live turbo.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh wait, Atali can get Atali turn 2 more consistently than they did with Dockside, Mana Crypt, and JLo. How does that work? And
I think the best example I can give regarding my comment about like keeping interaction and then having a plan.
Yeah.
Let's say you're playing a commander like Marnius. Okay. And you see a Rog side at the table, and you see like, I don't know, a TNT and a Rog Thras.
Sure.
And you're like, oh, Rog Thras is semi-blue. You kind of know that. TNT is mulling low. And you're like, okay, well, it might be my job to stop Rogsai.
Yeah.
Okay. You keep a counterspell or 2. But like, what's your backup plan? Like, how do you get to mid-range?
Yeah. Like
in that deck, you don't have a commander that gets you to mid-range.
Yeah, you would need like a token generator that hand.
But also
too,
mana.
Right. Plus mana. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, it's almost better to like hedge your bet on a study or a sentinel or a fish or, you know what I mean? Like, you have to find those ways to get there on those, and like take your chance on not having a counterspell. I think if you're trying to maximize your chances of winning the game, because if you use those counterspells, you're like incentivized to use them, because like, oh, I kept them, I need to stop the win attempt, the first win attempt, or whatever.
Right.
How do you pivot into getting what you need? You're taking chances on your top decks to get a demonic tutor or a vamp tutor or whatever. Yeah,
but I think that it like plays part into the original comment being like, if you are trying, like if your deck thrives to the mid to late game, like you need to get it there in the first place, right? And like, if you were playing a deck that can't do both, then like you need to evaluate your way to get there now, right? Because it's not guaranteed anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not guaranteed anymore.
I think people are probably tired of me talking about my farm list at this point, but oh well. I like giving Rogside decks pause, because I'm like, I'm just going to turbo 2. Like, you're going to do the turn 2 thing, I'm going to do the turn 2 thing.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You need to stop me.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit, like, maybe I need to keep a piece of interaction. Like, yeah, maybe you should.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Right?
Like, you can't just hold on to your turn 2 Necro. My turn's like, before yours.
Yeah. but that's almost like part of playing the game. Like, and when I say the game, I mean like playing the...
Like forcing them into a game of chicken.
Right, but it's also like, well, if they don't have interaction, they just lose.
Yeah, for sure.
So you kind of have to make the turbo decks play responsibly. And I think that's why I'm feeling like the deck is good. And like why you're feeling like your TNT is doing well.
That's what I like find super interesting with TNT right now, is that people are looking at me like I'm the cop. And I'm like, no, I'm on your team. and you don't know it, right? Like, like you don't know that you need to hold interaction for me. Because you think I'm the
you think I'm trapped in here with you.
Yeah.
You're trapped in here with me, dude.
You're like, no, I'm also going fast.
Yeah.
And it feels interesting. And like that's my like, hey, this is my option against what I'm happening.
We all just want to play
happening.
powerful cards. We want to move fast. Nobody wants to win a cEDH game that takes 2 hours.
I mean, sometimes I do, but
I mean, okay, nobody's like, I'm not walking out of the house on a Friday going, dang, I wish my 3 rounds are going to be 2 hours long each.
For sure.
Like, I want
to resolve the Nas.
Yeah, I want to win the game.
Yeah, I want to resolve the Nas.
I want to win the game as quickly as possible and be like, I blew those guys out. Like,
Yep.
So, whatever that looks like in whatever deck you're playing, I think is probably the right thing to do right now, especially because we're not. The interaction's not getting better, and there's not a whole lot of reasons to run anything outside of the standard interaction packages.
Yeah, correct.
If you want to play full control, then like you can play Talion and you can or Tivit and just have a long ass game and then take your chances of whether you even get there or not. And I don't think that feels really that good right now.
No, I mean, I think it takes very specific players to enjoy being a hard control player, right?
I'm a control player at heart, and I've talked about this on the channel up and down, and I'm thoroughly enjoying where things are at right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm the same. I thoroughly enjoy control, right? I just don't know if it's completely doable right now. I mean, if you tack to Max, like he's loving Talion right now.
Sure.
And that is a full control deck.
Last I checked, Max is number 1 on the ELO leaderboards, and no one's even close to him on number 2.
Yep.
So he can have his opinions, and he can play whatever deck, and I'm sure he will cook most people on it.
Yep, right? That's true.
But I'm not him, and you're not him.
No.
And like, I think we would both see a lot of mixed success playing Talion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm being very honest. I am building out the hard control deck soon, and I don't think it's going to go well, but I think I'm going to try it. Like, I just want to see what it is.
That's really interesting that you're doing that, because you're playing Gwenum and you're actually just cooking people.
Dude, that deck is so fun.
Well, no, but I'm saying like it's the antithesis of that. You're like, okay, well, here's turn 1 Gwenum, here's turn 2 win attempt, and everyone's like, well, I can't go that fast. So, I don't know. This comment's really interesting. I wanted to say thank you to Samuel Steinbach for commenting, and while we might not totally line up in our thinking, I think we're all kind of on the same page about where things are heading and things like that.
Like the nugget that led us to the thoughts are the same, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got this comment from Discord.
From our Discord,
Oops. Yeah, from our Discord. Musty Kitty 09 says, "Hey guys, relatively new to cEDH. I followed it off and on for a while, but not having played very much. I'm getting ready to order some quality proxies and was wondering if anybody had suggestions for decks that I should proxy up. I'm looking for a variety of decks to find what I like and get a good understanding of the format."
Yeah, I mean,
let's start with the easy ones.
Farm Kinnan.
Yeah. And then what, TNT, like a standard TNT list?
I think, okay, so but realistically, just go on to EDH top 16 and find the top 10.
But like, don't do semi-blue Rogthras. Like, do the pigeon Rogthras.
Yeah. Don't look at his current Rogthras, because that's also semi-blue. But, but no, I think that realistically, like, if you were to pick 8 decks, like, I think that realistically you should focus on the win cons of those decks, because that's going to actually matter more to you, of like why the decks are playing to get to that win con and how they are getting there, more than the commanders matter, right? So like, I think you should proxy up a breach deck, which in my opinion is blue farm. You should, what's up?
I don't know. I haven't fully formulated my opinions on whether blue farm should be given to new players. I think
that you should have that in your arsenal so that you know what those cards and what that deck is trying to do.
Don't play my blue farm list if you're new.
Correct. Go find a standard blue farm
list. And not to say that mine's like the hardest or the most it's just not beginner friendly.
Correct. I think that you should play You should probably proxy out a Tivit so that you see what a Staxy control deck looks like in the format.
Sure.
You should probably proxy out...
Or Glarb or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proxy out... Corvold. Like a lands deck, yeah. I mean, if you really want to snort the cocaine, play the bear. You know, like... I think that that's like a really incredibly difficult deck to play, right?
Do you think that... I don't think decks like Lumra are good for new players.
Sure.
I think decks like Urza are good for new players.
Interesting.
Because essentially, while Urza has complicated win cons, what I do is I typically carry around an Urza deck with me. And I say, if you can make infinite mana, I will give you the win.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because like, it doesn't matter. Like you have infinite Urza activations. Therefore, you can cast every spell in your deck, right? And then you can Twister Loop and you can do all these things.
Yeah,
right?
do whatever else you need.
You know what I mean? Like it's complicated and it gets muddy and trying to explain to someone new to cEDH, their eyes will just glaze over.
Yeah.
But I basically say like, okay, look, Urza has a 5 mana ability. If you make infinite mana, you can cast every spell in your deck. You win the game. I'm totally fine to concede to that.
Yeah.
Right. So that's where I go, okay, well, here's Hullbreaker Horror. Here's how you combo with Hullbreaker Horror.
Right.
And
which is like kind of leaning towards like the finding the win
sure,
con stuff,
exactly.
right? Like find the win cons of like, hey, like find a Hullbreaker Horror deck, find a Breach deck, find
a dedicated Thassa Decon deck.
A Thassa Decon deck, like find the Rogthras deck, right? Like, find the Thrasios deck that you want to play.
Right.
That's like, oh, I'm trying to make infinite mana with Thrasios. Or like, how do I do that? There's so many ways to figure that out, right?
Yeah. Decks that we, or at least I would not recommend, I don't think Atali is a good beginner deck.
I agree. Even though people say it is, I don't think it is.
It's just not. Like, you can, quote, do the thing, which is cast Atali.
Yeah.
Then what? Like...
Honestly, if you're looking for like an Atali, I legitimately say play the proxy out of Gwenem. Because you don't need to care about what the other decks do. You're literally just trying to cast Gwenem and play. You just need
the line.
Yeah.
Like you just need to learn. That's a good learn to play Bolas Citadel deck.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Tim and the Dargo is probably a good beginner deck.
Yeah.
With a relatively high skill ceiling as well. Like it's pretty accessible. There's not really a whole lot of complicated stuff that's going on there.
Yeah.
Dargo math kind of sucks, but...
Dargo math is very... It hurts the head sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
like Magda is kind of a weird one because it's like too specific.
I don't think,
and then it gets blown out by like lots of random stuff.
Hot take: just don't play Magda.
True. It's probably like a good 5-color soup deck like Najeela or
Najeela's probably good.
Sisay Chowder that you could play.
I also think that like if you're coming from casual, like playing Najeela, that is like, oh, I'm trying to just like kill the table with combat damage is like kind of cool. Like I listened to the Playing with Power
repository with Najeela.
Yeah. I was listening to the Playing with Power episode that they were talking about brewing, and Defcat was talking about
you mentioned wrong ciphers.
Yeah, they did. The very different version of
wrong is actually very beginner friendly.
That's true. It says find a draw engine.
Find a draw engine, and then here's all these free counter spells.
Yeah,
counter stuff until you win the game.
Yeah. True. But yeah, back to Defcat. Yeah. Like he has a Najeela deck that is like only infinite combat damage win cons. Like, oh, that's really interesting for a new player. You're like, okay, you're just trying to like make infinite warriors. And you're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
One thing I've seen new players struggle with is having these like longer drawn out like mid-range games.
Oh yeah.
And that's just something that
comes with time.
It comes with time and it's hard, but I have a deck that is Satya. That's the Jeskai MH3 Precon Commander, and it's really, really good. It's really, really accessible because they go, oh, well, like I've seen this commander before. I can see that it does powerful things with like Esper Sentinel and Professional Facebreaker and Imperial Recruiter, and they're like, oh, what do I tutor for? I'm like, yeah, you can tutor for more value. You can make more Fairy Masterminds and all this stuff.
Sure.
But if they don't turn the corner with that deck, they get to a point where they're like, okay, I have 90 treasures and 40 cards in hand. How do I put together a win? And I'm like, well, see, you like do this, this, and this, and like you put a breach line together, and like you can do it at instant speed with this card, and like that becomes like cognitively like too much load. So I would try to stick to like a little bit more simpler win cons like Thassa's Decon. Even breach is like can be complicated, but if you simplify breach down to like 2 to 3 colors, it's probably okay. So yeah, that's it's a good idea. Like proxy out a bunch of decks, see what you like.
Yep.
Look at different color combinations like Jund with Corvold and Esper and Jeskai, and I would say stick to like kind of 2 to 3 colors. The 4 color decks get a little tough.
Yeah, the fetching is hard.
Fetching is hard. There's a lot of cards that are run for specific reasons because they're really, really good, and then you pick up the card and you're like, this card sucks, and you're like, you don't have the context for why the card's good. I think like for the longest time I'm like, man, calling the weak feels bad because like I have to get rid of one of my creatures.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, this card's great because I win the game.
Yeah, this card's the best mana producer in the game, other than Calling Ritual, maybe.
Sure, but like, but like as a player that doesn't play our format, like, there's a lot of decks.
Like it's like that card is unusable in casual,
unless you're playing like Saproling Tribal or something.
Sure.
Right, and you're like, oh, I can make extra mana from sacking one of my tokens I don't care about. And in CEDH, you're like, no, I don't care about any of my creatures.
Yeah,
like you don't understand.
When I'm casting this, I'm trying to win the game.
Yeah, like, or get a Necro, which eventually wins me the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, just find those decks that I would, like Austin said, go to EDH top 16, see what the top meta decks are, and then don't build your own deck lists. Like take decks that have like won tournaments or are like maybe the cEDH decklist database. I know that some of them are outdated, but even so, just like
start understanding the format before you start innovating. And like I didn't understand that, and like it pushed me back 6 months before I started playing well.
Yep.
And then like once you start understanding where the format is and is going and was, then you can start innovating. And like
there's always going to be cool stuff you can play.
Yeah,
like 100%. I know you want to play the cool stuff now, but learn the format, learn how to win, learn how to play, learn how to not die in a turn 2 or turn 3 to your opponents. And once you do that, then you can start having the fun, cool, random stuff.
Also, this is like weird advice, but like when you're learning the format and are starting to go to tournaments and playing in CEDH, like ask your opponents questions.
Oh yeah.
Because like it's unlike casual where like your people also don't want to die. like your opponents are going to be your best resources.
I mean, there's still times where I'm like, I'm sitting against a crick or something, and
I'm like, do we die here?
Yeah, I'm like, this feels bad. Are we dead? They're like, oh no, they need like 2 more pieces, and the crick player's like, I'd never tell you that.
Yeah. But like your opponents do have your best intentions at heart
sometimes
until they're trying to win the game, right? Like,
and even then they're like, I got you that time, and
so like really ask your opponents if you think something looks threatening and like you are seeing like alarm bells, like ask, because most of the time your opponents will be like, yeah, we are dying here. Do you have an answer? Here's my hand.
Hey, a general rule of thumb is if the mana symbols add up to 3 or more, it's probably doing something significant.
Yeah, that's true. That's terrifying, but actually true. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If someone plays Rhystic Study, you've never seen the card before, you could ask your opponents, like, why are they spending 3 mana on that?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Here's my engagement bait of the week. Hopefully you can read this. If you can't, I'll just read it real quick. So on Twitter, I said, show me the top 15 EDHREC, God, that's hard to say. Top 15 EDHREC recommendations Moxfield shows for your deck. Ideally, you should probably have some good reason for not running the top 15 if that algorithm is correct. Here's the top 15 for my farm list. So basically what you do, if you look at this Dragon's Rage Channeler picture on the right-hand side, pull up your deck list, and then right below where you search to add cards, there's a little EDHREC button. And then it recommends you 100 cards to put in your deck. Whether you have 100 cards in it or you have 1 card in it, it just goes by the commander.
Yeah.
And it does filter based on what's already in your deck and tries to figure out stuff. So this is a complete list, and in that 15 cards, I've got Ranger Captain, OBM, Mindbreak Trap, Watery Grave, Hallowed Fountain, Swords to Plowshares, Opposition Agent, Flood Maw, One Ring, Fetch Land, Spire of Industry, Dranith, Talisman, Toxic Deluge, and Starting Town. But like, of all of those cards, the 3 that are consequential are the first 3, Ranger Captain, OBM, and Mindbreak Trap, and we've talked about why I'm not running.
Yeah.
But I think this is a good exercise in which you can look at your deck and go, yeah, I'm probably making certain decisions about my deck. Why am I not running these cards that are like being recommended? You know, like, why are they not, like, they're telling me that other decks are running these. Why am I not running them?
Why am I not running them? I did this and I didn't post it. I was busy this day, but I do remember like seeing specifically in TNT being like, it's showing me like Finale of Devastation.
It's showing you like a traditional TNT.
It's showing me traditional TNT, but like, it does make you be like, okay, like, these are cards that are good that people are running, right?
People that win
and,
games are playing them.
Yeah, of course. And so like, I don't know, like it is a good test for you to do for yourself, just so that you can like realize, like, you're going to look at some of these cards and be like, okay, like, was it the right decision to take this card out of my deck? Like, is it the right time for this card to come back? Which is also, I think, is a really good use.
It's a good reminder of, I took this shit out.
You're like, shit, dude, I forgot about. Okay, example. I did do this on like that control deck, and I was like, oh, I just forgot about Professional Facebreaker. Apparently, whoops. That's what happens when you build a deck from 0 cards.
Sure.
And like, I think it is really good for you to like keep a reminder of some of the cards that other people are running, and utilize this list how you need them to.
So I pulled some examples of this, and people replied, and I said that, you know, like, we'll try to feature some of these in our video this month. So Peyton said top 15 Rex for Blue Farm: Ranger Captain, Red Blast, Mockingbird, Mindbreak Trap, Mnemonic Betrayal, Swords to Plowshares, Opposition Agent, One Ring, Psych Rift, Wooded Foothills, Spire, Mistrise, Talisman of Dominance, Toxic Deluge, Starting Town, and a lot of those seem pretty similar to mine, but I was surprised to see no Mnemonic Betrayal.
Yeah, I think that's just a preference thing for all of us, because we value the card a lot more than I think that most people do. Yeah,
which is kind of weird.
I will tell you, I was not on the meme bet train for a while, and then I think
then you hit a few good ones, right?
Well,
you hit a few good ones. You're like, oh, I see why people are running this.
Yeah, it's a really good tertiary plan, right? Like, and I think that that's fine. Like, especially when you're playing a deck that is like farm, or some of these cards that are trying to run as many compact combos as possible. Or not as many, but
the most compact
few compact combos as possible. Actually,
it's extremely compact because
and it's
you're assembling stuff out of other people's deck.
Yeah, and so I think like that's why we value the card a lot.
Yeah.
We also, as a group, are like very comfortable in the deep waters where this card is bonkers. And
the later the game goes,
the later the game goes, you're just like, okay, like, if I can get there and then find my meme bet, then I'm winning the game, right? But like, I like understand it. I think that it is just like a preference thing for sure.
And I commented, no Ranger and no MBT based. This one's a little bit tiny. Sorry for the picture, but it's Cryogenic Thrones of the Nightfall Eclipse said, when you have multiple decks that can do the thing, you get a list like this. This is cEDH Chowder.
Yep.
So missing a Volcanic Island, Gaia's Cradle, Derevi, Emil, Otawara,
Abrupt Decay, Worldly Tutor.
Yeah. OBM, Cutzel, like
Bloom Tender.
It's interesting, like, but these, if this is Chowder, like, your 5-color good stuff, and like I can see some of these not making.
What's really interesting to me with Chowder specifically is, first of all, I want to commend this person for as daring as they are, because most of the Chowder decks that I've seen are still on Derevia Meal combo.
Okay.
But I think the most glaring card in this list that is insane to me is being off Bloom Tender and Sisay.
Maybe. I mean, if you just don't have the permanence to make the color, and you're not relying on the Sisay activation to win the game, then I can see why Cutzel's out. Bloom Tender's not there. Bloom Tender dies to like OBM, and if you're seeing like a heavy OBM meta, true, and like it doesn't do anything. Otawara was the one I picked out. Where I was like, dude, that like it's a one color land, but like
I will tell you straight up, I wasn't on Otawara for a long time in Minstrel.
I have a hard time just cutting that land in general. Personally, but
no, I think it's a mistake because I definitely put it back in. But
okay,
like at the time, I was just like, I just want to go fast, right? Like I'm just trying to go as fast as possible. Yeah. And this like mono blue land when I'm playing Mystical Sanctuary as well in the deck is like is difficult for sure. But then I ran into a stacks deck and I was like, I need Beseiju and Otawara in my deck.
Yeah. Just a couple more. Voidwalker MTG says top 15 for my Malcolm Necro focused deck. So no OBM, no Force of Negation, One Ring, Wheel of Fortune, Exotic Orchard, Morphic Pool, Talisman, Deadly Rollick, Windfall, another land. That is Opposition Agent, no Mnemonic Betrayal again. Yeah. Cavern, and what is the last one there?
I think that's a Praetor's Grasp.
Okay, yeah, that is Praetor's Grasp, and Floodmaw. So I think in a necro-focused deck, if it's Malcolm Vial Smasher, which it appears to be, it's interesting. I could see the color fixing lands being less important because you have Malcolm and you can just do the treasure thing. Sure. Deadly Rock is not particularly needed at the moment, I don't think.
I was talking to Demetrius about this. I don't think I've been lower on Deadly Rollick than I am right now.
Yeah. Like I have
Which
zero,
is weird because
I have negative desire in farm to run.
Yeah. It's like, especially with Nas in my deck, like give me Floodmaw.
But also like Fierce and Swat are starting to feel bad for me.
Yeah, because you're very rarely casting your commanders in your version of farm.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
So like the worst one is Rollick. And the worst one is the white one that no one runs, but Flawless Maneuver.
What's the green one? Obscuring Haze? It's a fog.
Dude, it's beautiful. The full art Obscuring Haze is so cool. But yeah, I mean, like, I think that people are starting to take a look at what is really needed in the style of deck that you're playing. And you could easily play this deck in total mid-range or total turbo, but if you're necro forward, I can see that a lot of these cards don't help you. Yeah.
I would be a little concerned about cutting Wheel of Fortune in the deck, just in general as like a turbo deck. I know that you were like kind of thinking about it.
They didn't describe the deck as turbo.
That is true.
They described the deck as necro focused.
Yeah. Which I guess your Wheel of Fortune like doesn't...
Wheeling into necro is not good.
That's true.
But also you're not on wheels, you're not on OBM. I can see the wheel package going, and I even talked to you about like... Yeah. Am I cutting Wheel of Fortune for an extra slot in my deck? I'm kind of close.
I will say, I think it's pretty rare for Jason to cast Wheel of Fortune in his TNK deck too.
Yeah. Sometimes it just gets you there with LED and you're sitting behind an Abolisher or Voice of Victory. You can just wheel Breach LED. It gets you there. Sure.
It will figure it out. Yeah.
But yeah. I can see not running these cards. No Cavern is interesting. That presumes that there's no Glinthorn in this deck. Or maybe there is if it's not on this list. Maybe there is a Glinthorn.
Yeah, there has to be a Glinthorn in the deck.
There doesn't have to be.
It would be on this list if it wasn't in the deck.
I suppose. I guess that's what we interesting. But no Cavern with Glinthorn is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, especially in Grixis Pirates. I feel like Cavern's a free...
Yep.
Free include.
The next one is Rakdos the Muscle. I'm not going to read all the cards, but the ones that kind of stuck out to me were Gemstone Caverns, Arid Mesa, Jessica's Will, a bunch of fetch lands, actually. There's quite a few. Gamble,
Gamble not being in a black-red deck sounds crazy to me.
No Mayhem Devil in a sacrifice deck.
Yeah, that's also crazy to me.
And then again, no Rollick. And I said, the Savior 117 said, the lands, they don't fetch black, so that's why those fetch lands aren't in.
That's a great reason.
That's interesting. Gemstone is bad with a low land count. We need colors on 22 lands. Dual caster combo is bad. J-Will makes us pay color. Prosper is slow. Stuff like that. And I said, well, why does the land count matter with Gemstone? And they said, I'm on 25 lands with MDFCs. And 3 of the real lands already make colorless. So it's kind of like 19 color lands. And the commander needs black, black, red.
Yeah.
So valuing the black production. But what I saw in a lot of these recommendations, there's a lot of people not running Gemstone. There's a lot of people not running Spirit Guides.
Not running Spirit Guides is crazy to me.
Like, are they just full-on auto-includes for you?
I mean, I think that if you're playing Lotus Petal, you should be playing a Spirit Guide. Like...
The potential to draw a Spirit Guide in Veil of Summer or Red Blast.
Yeah.
Just get
Spirit Guide, like, we have very, very limited free mana in this format, and Spirit Guide is one of them.
And like Spirit Guide
put it back in your
Vault
deck.
turn 1?
Yeah.
Or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, like, I want more Spirit Guides. Like, I don't want none. Like,
yeah, I think most decks are in a color that runs Spirit Guide.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Gemstone, I think, is just like a current... people are testing because there's been some zeitgeist conversation about it.
There's been conversation about it, but I think it's a legacy conversation at this point, and not legacy of the format, but like of the past.
Yeah,
because it almost feels like Gemstone. I'm hoping I'm turn 2 or seat 2 with a Gemstone.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like,
because then I can like Lotho a turn 1.
Yeah. And I get it. I think that there has just been a lot of content in the last few months, specifically from like cEDH TV and Basics, that are showing the stats that Gemstone is not as beneficial as what we once thought, right? And like
those 2 channels specifically are measuring games that are being shown on YouTube for content.
Yeah, that is true.
And we've been in our studio recording games. We've been in MTG Basics studio recording games, but we've also played in tournaments. And I think that those 2 settings are totally different. And not to say that we're like staging content games or anything like that. That's not how it works.
No.
But tournaments, like, man, Gemstone just feels like gas.
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
hate drawing it, but well.
I mean, like, I think, like, that the eye test is so good. I am intrigued by the stats that they are showing, though, right? Like,
sure.
And I think that that's why people are testing without it.
But they don't have the ability to measure tournament games with Gemstone.
Yeah, that's true.
Really, like
you'd need a Play Nice account and like actually track this for yourself.
But in Play Nice, you'd have to say like, I had Gemstone in this game and it was great.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't do anything.
Like, you would need to leave notes being like, I had Gemstone and it led to this, versus I had Gemstone and I lost the game.
Exactly.
Right? Like I needed the card advantage more than I needed the mana advantage. And I don't know. Like, I think it's worth like testing. Like, I think it's worth testing, but I'm not.
What's your gut feeling though?
My gut feeling is I want Gemstone Caverns.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing Chrome Mox and that pitch is only...
Do you run any decks without Gemstone?
I was testing no Gemstone in Yoshi Thras. And like, it felt fine. I don't know. I was testing it when that conversation was happening. And like, I didn't really look back because I was able to put another 5-color land in.
There was also a time when you were no green Spirit Guide on TNT.
Yeah.
But it was only briefly. I was like, dude, I think you should be running Spirit Guide.
That was when I was on Cradle Farm.
Sure. But
yeah.
I was telling you, I was like, I think you should be running it. And you're like, yeah, that's probably right. And
I think I was just like testing
for it. And then you're like, oh, no, it's great because I have Veil of Summer. Like, you can Spirit Guide Veil of Summer.
Spirit Guide Veil of Summer is stupid.
So I think it's definitely an interesting conversation to have, but I'm concerned that people are cutting this card for the wrong reasons. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's correct. My gut feeling is that it's a card you can high roll, and otherwise it's a land that unfortunately doesn't produce color, but hey, it still comes in untapped. Like, it's not the worst land that I've ever seen.
It's definitely not the worst land. No, I don't know. Like, I think it's worth testing, and I think it's a preference thing. It's specifically, like we are seeing the numbers, right? Like, the numbers are saying that, like, it's good when it's good and bad when it's bad, right? Like, I don't know.
Like, good cards often have downsides.
Yeah,
absolutely. Culling Week has a very real downside of you have to sack a creature. Sometimes you don't have creatures. Okay, but, like, does that mean you shouldn't run Culling the Week?
For some decks, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is like,
but Gemstone is, you can run it in every deck. You always have an additional card in your hand.
So, like, I agree with that, but like some decks you value the cards in your hand more than you value the mana. So, like, for example, like when I was talking to Pigeon about this Gemstone thing, right? And like the deck doesn't care about the 1 extra mana on turn 1 because it makes so much mana.
About Rogthras?
Yeah, Rogthras Pigeon. Sure. And like it makes so much mana so consistently on turn 2 and 3 that it literally does not care about its turn 1 most of the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like, so, like, I understand his reasoning for not running Gemstone in Rogthras.
Okay.
Like, I get it. I get it.
What I would say back to that is most people aren't Pigeon. Most people don't have hundreds of games on a deck in which they have squeezed out every slot. This is not me making a comment to Savior about Rakdos Muscle. I don't know shit.
But Pigeon's a top 10 player in the world right now. Like,
yeah, I don't know anything about Rakdos Muscle.
Yeah,
like, they have good reasoning as to why they're not running this card, and that's totally fine. What I'm talking about is the larger conversation of I've seen a lot of lists like not running it.
Yeah,
I've seen Blue Farm lists not running it. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it gives you the opportunity to chant or to Vamp Tutor on turn 0.
Vamp turn 0 is so nuts, dude. It's so nuts.
I know, but anyway, it's just an interesting thing that I've noticed, especially after having put this out into the wild and say, like, show me the cards you're not running. Like, let's have a conversation about those.
I'd be interested to see, like, talk to the people about the people that have cut Gemstone.
Yeah. And it can be a preference thing, but my gut feeling is that it's a preference thing that's pushing in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So, speaking of preferences, why are people not playing Crystal Vein? So,
I think there was another conversation that happened about a month or two ago about City of Traders.
Sure.
About more people should be playing City of Traders.
Yeah, we talked about that card.
And I agree. I think City of Traders should be played in a lot of decks that are not playing it.
Mm-hmm.
But that leads to this question, because Crystal Vein is real close to City of Traders.
Also,
and sometimes better.
Why is it $4?
And why is City of Traders like $200?
Well, this is printed a bunch more than City of Traders.
But like, okay, so this comes from me playing Gwen. I'm obviously very biased when I'm looking at a land that can produce 2 mana.
Let's be clear. Austin and I both played Crystal Vein in different decks. We played in not our main decks. You played in Gwenum. I played in Maelstrom Wanderer. I think it's just another 2 mana land that allows me to make that overcome the huge casting cost of that commander.
Yeah.
And for you it's to turbo out the turn 1, turn 2 Gwenum. And I think it makes a lot of sense in these, like, at maximum maybe 3 color decks, but like one color, 2 color decks where you're trying to make that big burst of mana. Like, I could see this being played in Arkham Dagston. I don't know if Tyler plays it, but
I feel like he does.
He's trying to play like a turn 1, turn 2 Arkham.
Yeah.
Right? So
I think that more people need to be looking at this card, because it is essentially fast mana in a format that is looking for more fast mana.
Yeah. This is not financial advice. This card is undervalued.
Yeah, 100%.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
There's a sick, what is it, Graveborn, that symbol there?
Yeah, I think it's
foil.
Yeah.
It looks sweet, and it's like $4.
That's gas. That's so sick.
But it reads very similar to City of Traders. Yes, the 2 mana activation is only one time, where City is potentially more than once. But like if you play another land, the city's going away.
Yeah.
So
which this doesn't need to be a burst of mana until you need it to be.
Right.
Which is also a thing that I'm.
It can hang around forever.
Of. Yeah.
It's kind of like almost opposite of City, right?
Yeah. I don't see anyone playing this card right now. And I'm wondering why. After playing it, obviously, because like I'm not playing it in any other deck other than Gwenum. But like I think that in like these 2 color decks, like really should be taking a look at this thing.
City feels bad enough sometimes. It often achieves the goal of getting me to a turn 2 Rhystic Study or a turn 1 Rhystic Study with like City Petal Study, okay? Or City Chromox Study, and like that feels bad. Because while I have mana into the next turn, on turn 3, if like I'm not winning on turn 2 after that, like I have 2 mana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my mana has been like kneecapped. For you, you're achieving your goal of playing Gwenum very early. And you don't need lands.
I'm like, I don't care what else is.
I don't care.
I literally will pitch if I have no other permanents other than Gwenum, I'm okay.
Yeah, because you'll just like LED Gwenum.
Yeah.
You can do Crystal Vein, LED Gwenum, pass.
I kept a hand this weekend that was Chromox, Crystal Vein, Decon, does not matter. And I Chromoxed and deconned for my LED and played Crystal Vein, and I ended that turn with a Chromox and a Gwenum, and that was it.
I'm not saying you should do this, but I could see decks like Kefka or Tivit playing this card, because if your primary plan in those decks is to get those commanders out, which I don't think it should be, to be clear.
I agree.
But if you run a commander or like maybe Marneus where you just need that extra like little boost. Crystal Vein can easily get you there a turn sooner than you should.
Yeah.
It's not a bad card by any stretch.
I think it's much better than people think it is.
Things are just so tight right now, and a lot of times color intensive, especially if we're valuing Necro very highly. This doesn't help with Necro. City of Traders rarely helps with Necro.
Right.
It's tough. Like you have to make some real decisions about like what is my deck trying to do. Decks like Urza, I could see running this card. Decks like maybe
I think it's like low color,
like 1-2 color
centric decks.
Commander centric, potentially high casting cost, or things you can do with that colorless mana. Like converting this into a talisman is fine. Like
I don't think you want to do that, right?
You don't want to, but like if you have to, it's.
But I guess you can convert 2 colorless into a 1 pip.
Yeah.
And that's like post Necro. That's fine.
Post Necro or post Nas.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, for sure.
It gets you Nas earlier.
It does get you Nas earlier. Does get you Nas earlier.
This I'm also kind of wondering, like, do I run Phyrexian Tower
in farm?
Yeah,
I think that the way that you're currently playing farm, you don't have enough creatures to sack to justify playing Phyrexian Tower.
I'm actually evaluating almost regularly how many creatures I have at any given time.
Yeah,
and it's almost always at least 1.
Interesting.
It's very rarely 0. It's almost by turn 2. It's almost always 1. And whether that's Lotho, Doni, Sentinel, or lesser so Mockingbird or Fairy Mastermind, or DRC, but like making double black all of a sudden, and like Vayne kind of does the same thing.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Just make 2 mana all of a sudden. You're like, oh, I have something. You know, it's just.
Do Rog Size play Crystal Vein?
No, most don't.
Because they're more Necro focused than they are Nas focused, right?
Yeah, but they do play City of Traders.
Okay.
So they play City of Traders so they can get a talisman out, and then they can have that burst of mana.
Sure.
For the next turn, because they just play another land. They play another land and then tap tap the city in response, just float the mana, you know. They're on their way to a huge burst. I don't think Crystal Vein's quite good enough in those lists where like everything's pretty tight with
Interesting. So, okay, I have been watching a lot of pre-modern lately.
Okay.
They are running these odd pairing lands that are like the bounce lands, but they come into play and you have to sacrifice them unless you bounce a land. Sure. And they are tricolor lands, but they're untapped tricolor lands.
Okay.
And they are, people use them to bounce City of Traders. Because you put both things on the stack at the same time.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Do you think that those lands should be seeing maybe play in this format? Because they also kind of see like, they essentially say draw a card on them, right? Especially in low land count decks.
Why do they say draw?
Because you're bouncing a land to your hand, right? So you're guaranteeing your next land drop.
I am liking where this format's going because we're starting to get into the weeds of like these like more technical plays, and where the plays don't in themselves read that powerful,
right?
But it's that little 1 to 5 to 10% of like something, and you're like, I don't know that wins me the game 100% of the time or even does a whole lot, but maybe it like gets me to a rock faster. Maybe it gets me to that 4 or 5 mana faster, and like that reads like a Corvold card to me, like that try the.
There might
3
be
color.
Yeah, so I know there's a Grixis one and I know there's a Naya one, but I don't know if there's any other ones. They're called layer lands, I think is what they're called. I'm really interested. Sorry, like we were not prepared for this conversation at all, but like being able to like play City of Traders into a Talisman, into a layer land, bouncing your City of Traders is like kind of sick.
Because then there's 4 mana. Right?
Yeah.
And then you have 2 mana.
And then on your next turn, you have a City of Traders.
You either play a regular land or play City. Mm-hmm. If you have both.
Yeah. And so you're like mana ramping 3 turns in a row, essentially, because of your City of Traders. Like, I don't know. There might be something there. But like anything that's like that we're like right now, with how the meta is so fast, like we are squeezing out mana from like literally anything.
Anything
right?
that will give us the juice.
Yeah, like we're just like, give me a half pip at this point. Yeah. Like give it to me. And like, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a play thing that could be used.
We were talking about cutting Deathrite because it doesn't always make mana.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm not going to do that because Deathrite's gas, but I get it.
It's close though.
Yeah.
It's a conversation we're having. Mm-hmm. Whether we're actually cutting or not, we're like, is Deathrite?
Yeah.
Oh, obviously, great card. But if we're talking about cutting good cards, that means because maybe there's something potentially better happening.
Yeah.
And that's not any of us saying that, like, yeah, Ranger Captain is it's an excellent card. Mm-hmm. OBM is an excellent card. Incredibly powerful. But is the format doing more powerful things?
Yeah. It's crazy.
I love it.
The answer is like, maybe. Maybe it is. Like, yeah.
Crystal Vein. Oh, Lumra, dude.
I think Lumra's on this card.
For sure.
I'm like 99% sure
it just comes back. It just comes back.
Yeah. Yeah, Crystal Vein has to be. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we found the secret Lumra tech.
No, there's no shot. There's no shot that Eric wasn't immediately, like,
yeah.
This was probably like the 3rd land that was in that deck.
Yeah, it was like
because it wants to be sacrificed.
It was like Ancient Tomb.
No. It wants this deck over Ancient Tomb.
No. I'm just saying, the lands are like Ancient Tomb, City, and then Crystal Vein. And he's like, oh yeah, I should probably add a forest. And
yeah.
I don't know. I think you're making a pretty good prediction that we'll probably see more of this.
Yeah.
Coming around, whether it's in these like low color decks, like maybe Crick or Gwenum or anything that's got like double colorless in the cost, and you just want it out sooner.
Yeah.
Or even lands recursion decks, and
I mean,
Wandering
realistically,
Minstrel, and
like we can we can assume that in the Lorwyn set that there's going to be a lot of very powerful like low color commanders.
Why?
Because
why?
Lorwyn was always.
I don't know anything about Lorwyn.
So Lorwyn was always a double color set. So like they did.
Like pairings.
They did double. Yeah, they were. It's like very similar to like Ravnica.
Okay.
And so they just did very, very good color pairings. Mainly like tribal style stuff.
Okay.
But like Lorwyn's coming in that is a color pairing type deck. I assume that there will be something there that will. Like,
I've already seen the new
it.
What are they? Evoke cards.
Yeah.
They look cool.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're quite powerful enough for our format. Maybe
but there might. Evoke is a stupid mechanic.
Okay, so the mechanic that the new one is, I think they're like 4 generic, 2 hybrid, or something like that. There's some amount of generic and then 2 hybrid costs. And the evoke cost says if black was paid for this, do this. If white was paid for this, do this. I'm like, that's sick.
Yeah,
because you're giving a modality to how you pay for it. And then in formats where you don't have color identity, you can run them in either, like you can run them however you want, right? Like you don't care. Like there's no restriction.
Yeah, and then the evoke elemental, or like those elementals that you're talking about, they have the evoke cost of 2 hybrid.
Yes. They have the evoke cost of 2 hybrid, but also if you just cast it normally, it still does the same thing.
So it's like good early because you can evoke it and use it as like a certain spell, but it's late. Yeah, and then, or it's a 6 mana big creature that has 2 ETBs.
Yeah.
It's like really cool design.
That's I don't know how powerful those are going to be. I'm sure that one of them will see play somewhere if it's powerful enough, but
yeah, probably. I mean, evoke, like I said, evoke is a really, really good mechanic. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we get something that's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about a lot today.
We did.
Anything else to just kind of figure out or finalize or
come find me at the cookout.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You're our solo representative.
Yeah.
For the cookout.
Yeah. Like for real, just come find me. Come say hi. I'll be probably filming some random stuff and doing random interviews and playing in the tournament. So yeah, come find me. Say hi. You'll see me in my inevitable crash out and drop and play the.
I don't think so.
No. We're gonna play in the Scrubby event with Gwenum.
Why don't you just play in the main event with Gwenum?
No, I can't. I don't have the real cards yet. That's the problem.
And you can't play in the Scrub Out event either.
I know.
So
come find me in LobbyCon and get cooked and turn 2 every game.
Yeah. I'll probably give you some like markers and stuff. So if you want to like sign anything, and I'll try to give you some tokens.
So I have a bunch. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Come on by.
All right. That's it for us this week. Come check out our league for this month. There's a lot of big stuff happening.
Yeah.
Come play with the best players in the world. Play all times of the day, especially with all the European players that are about to join.
Dude.
We're welcoming all of you. Please come play, come hang out, come have fun. And then compete for some huge prizing and play with the best players in the world.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Maybe our league's pushing the turbo meta a little bit too far, but we will not take any credit for that. Maybe we'll take all the credit behind the scenes.
I have no idea if that's actually true or not, but like
I said, to say that it has no effect is not true. To say that it's all because of us is also probably not true.
True.
But we're having some effect on it. I mean, Dexter just won
back to back.
He won July and August.
Yep.
And that was as of today.
Yeah, by the way, congrats Dexter.
Congrats, dude. And yeah, I mean, he's a turbo player. So maybe that's where things are headed. But for now, that's it for us this week. Come check us out. Hopefully we have another video this week. If not, come check us out next week. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Sounds good.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.